Montevallo's volleyball season has come to a close. Christy Bohan picked up conference honors and set a milestone this week. We talked to the departing senior about her time at Trustmark Arena. Montevallo defeated West Georgia in a 5-set thriller on senior night this past Friday. Bree Bloom led the Falcons with 14 kills and 3 service aces. 5 seniors were recognized before the game, and 4-year starter Christy Bohan recorded 11 kills in her final game. It took her to 4th in the Montevallo record book for career kills with 1,510 total. Today, Bohan was named a second-team All-GSC selection. Bohan had a team-high 305 kills and 93 blocks. Her .309 hitting percentage was 5th overall in the Gulf South. Next year, the Falcons will return hitters Brioni Dixon, Amanda Nugent, and Evelina Turan, all of who recorded 100-plus kills this season.
During the course of your career, you were a 4-year starter. What changed from freshman year to senior year? Your hitting percentage seemed to get better. You were more, utilized from the service line. So how did your play develop? When you were an underclassman, you played with players such as Bree Marquez and Rebecca Phelps. Was there any particular player you kind of learned under, so when you became an upperclassman, you kind of took on the leadership role?
I knew Rebecca from high school. We played at rival high schools, and so I had sort of always admired her. She was one of the best hitters from Huntsville, and so when I got on this team and I saw what she was doing, it was really easy because I'd been doing it for so long to just...
Speaking of your job and moving forward, do you plan to keep volleyball in your life, or now that you're done, you're like, I never want to see a ball again, or do you plan to move into coaching, or what is...
Yeah, I'll be coaching.
Thank you, Christy, for your time and fantastic career. Christy Bohan, 4th leading kills in all-time Montevallo volleyball history.
Montevallo travels to California to face Concordia and Point Loma later in the week.
Montevallo's men's basketball team picked up their first win of the season on Saturday, beating Claflin 61-52. Jamar Taylor made an impact in his first start of the season and had a team-high 20 points. Falcons traveled to Albany, Georgia for the Rams Rising tournament this weekend. Montevallo faced old Peach Belt rival Columbus State. The Cougars will be looking to avenge the loss at Trustmark Arena, the last meeting between the two sides. Today I'm joined by play-by-play announcer Wyatt Hall. So what can we expect from this new-look Falcons? It seems like we got a brand new group of guys under Danny Young, but they always seem to click. Jamar Taylor missed the first 3 games, but he was the team leader the second time out. But it seems as if the Falcons have brought more players in to kind of help shoulder the load from Taylor.
Yeah,
Montevallo has had trouble replacing size, and in the past they had Taylon Whitaker. Last year we had Tyg Oberg. This year they have a big player, Jeremiah Curtis. The Falcons have played in the Peach Belt, so those are pretty much the teams we're familiar with. What is going to be the difference as they're moving to the Gulf South? Who are the competitors? Last year we had J.J. Douglas. The season before that, Terrell Lipkins and Brian Orange, but we fell in the first hurdle in the conference tournaments, and the season before that in the first hurdle of the NCAA tournament. Does anything about this new-look side make you think that they can advance farther than that? This week on Falcon Fever, Montevallo's soccer teams both finished with winning records. We interview 4-year starter Taylor Gonzalez on her time with the Falcons. And it's that time of year again. Basketball season returns to Trustmark Arena. Falcon Fever starts now. Welcome to Falcon Fever. I'm Alex Tejada. The Falcons lost to 4-time champs West Alabama by a 1-0 score on Friday. Montevallo won the quarterfinal at home last week at Varsity Field. Gulf South Freshman of the Year Cesare Marconi scored both goals in the win over Christian Brothers. The Italian finished with a team-high 10 goals, which ranked him second in the conference and helped him earn first-team All-GSC honors. Teammate Liam Moore was named to the Gulf South Conference second team after a season of 5 goals and 4 assists. Robert Lane's women's soccer team achieved a first winning season since 2008 after finishing with a 9-6-2 record. Today we have Taylor Gonzalez, the Overland Park, Kansas native, who was a 4-year starter for Montevallo's soccer team in the past 4 years. Taylor, how was your time at Montevallo? Last year you led the team in goals, and this year you led the team in assists. Any particular game or moment that stands out to you as like a highlight? Y'all got back to having a winning season this year. Were there any personal goals or team goals that you didn't quite accomplish here in your time, or do you leave with no regrets?
And I got to play with people around me, and seeing it all come together as a final product on the field, that made everything worth it.
So now that the Montevallo career is over, how do you plan to move forward in other sports, or do you plan to take soccer to the next level? Coach Danny Young's men's basketball team opened their season this past weekend in the Small College Basketball Hall of Fame Classic. The Falcons play in this weekend's GSC SIAC tournament in South Carolina before the Rams Rising tournament in Albany, Georgia. This past weekend, the Falcons were led by Chris Williams and Jeremiah Curtis, who scored 27 and 18 points respectively. Montevallo plays their first home game on the 22nd against Carver College. Bruce Dieterle's Falcons are 8-6-2 with a pair of road trips left in the season. After clinching a GSC tourney berth after Sunday's 4-0 win over Delta State, the Falcons turned their attention to Thursday's visit to Spring Hill. The Badgers are 10-3 and pose stiff opposition for Montevallo. The Falcons boast the second-best defense in the conference and will conclude their 2017 campaign on Saturday in Pensacola when they face West Florida. The first round of the GSC tournament is held on the 31st and will be hosted by the 3rd and 4th seeded teams, with the top 2 getting a bye to the semifinal in Montgomery. Stay tuned to MontevaloFalcons.com to see who Montevallo clashes with on Halloween.
From phenomenal to frustrating, head coach Stan Van Atta's first season since returning to Montevallo saw the Falcons finish with a 5-21 record in a year of highs and lows.
Well, I said this from the very beginning. I love my team. I mean, I did. They gave me everything I asked them for.
In their final season in the Peach Belt, the Falcons picked up crucial victories over Flagler and Young Harris. Coupled with a double overtime thrilling victory over Lemoyne Owen, last season produced many positives to take away from Van Atta's first year back.
We were in a lot of games that we probably shouldn't have been, even up to the very end of the season. I thought they fought and they clawed and they scratched for everything they've got.
Taking over a program that only won 8 games in the previous 2 seasons was a tough task for the coach, who won 166 games during his previous tenure with the Falcons. However, with junior college transfers Aaliyah Rice and Cassidy Bonebreak being named top newcomers by the Gulf South Conference, Van Atta has lots of reasons to be optimistic.
Both those girls, are quality basketball players. They've got a lot of college games under their belt.
True freshmen DeAsia March and Nautica Philpott arrive after averaging double-digit points in high school. With a new assistant coach, Matt Durkin, and a new conference, things will be very different this season.
I think we can really compete at a high level in this conference. I think we have an opportunity to be, continue to grow as a squad. We're very young, and we're all going to experience this together. And so we're all going to learn, and we're all going to develop, and I think we're all going to succeed, here in a short period of time, given what our goals are.
Predicted to finish 13 in the Gulf South Conference, Coach Van Atta's side will be seen as an underdog, even here at home at Trustmark Arena. However, with the winningest coach in school history in his second stint in charge, a first winning season since 2013 could be heading to Trustmark Arena. Reporting for ValoVision News, I'm Alex Tejada.
This week, Bartow Arena is hosting the Robert Easton UAB basketball camp, but Coach says it is more than just about the basketball.
I think it's important for us. One of our goals is to build our brand through the community. We want to engage the community, the kids, the younger basketball fans in the greater Birmingham area to get really familiar with our coaches, with our players. So that's a big part of it for me. It's not only teaching basketball, having a lot of fun, but also these guys connecting with our players and with our program.
Eason, who took over from Jared Haas, who departed for Stanford, had a tough learning curve in his first season. The Blazers went 17-16 and 9-9 in Conference USA play, despite being preseason favorites to top the standings.
We have all the pieces. I think we need to have a chance to win a championship, which has been our goal and will continue to be.
UAB returns 4 juniors, Chris Coakley, Lewis Sullivan, Nick Norton, who missed all but 1 game through injury, and William Ha-Ha Lee, who declared for the NBA draft this season.
Ha-Ha is naturally an extremely unselfish player, and he always has been that, and it's one of the reasons he's always been successful, and it's one of the things the NBA teams like. And I think scoring points, he's proven he can do that.
However, the Plantersville, Alabama native, who led the team with 13.2 points per game, said it was an easy decision to come back to Blockingham.
I knew going into the draft that I was coming back to school, get my education. I was just going there to test the waters, see what it was like on the next level, see what I got to put into my game to be ready for the NBA draft next year.
It seems the time might be now for UAB to return to the NCAA tournament. For WBRC Fox 6 News, I'm Alex Tejada.